G'day my friends, Marty Ware coming to you from beautiful Byron Bay, Australia. Yes, I'm on half an acre of land here, as you can see most of it off to the side here. Bit of rainforest off to the left. And today I want to talk about growing backyard avocados from seedling. Yes, not dwarf trees or even getting into the grafted tree. I want to talk about the seedling tree because a lot of people grow their seedlings in pots and things like that, and once they get to a certain size, the seedling tree, it needs to go in the ground and it needs to be situated perfectly so it can be very productive for you. Now you can grow a seedling tree in a small space garden, believe it or not, and I'm going to talk about that and give you some tips about how to do it. So let's head on over there, shall we? We'll see you there. Alrighty, so here we have it. This is my Reed Avocado seedling tree. Now the Mexicans nickname them the seedling tree because the reason being is they got more chance of producing fruit from seed than any other avocado, so I'm told. Now it takes a long while for fruit to produce and bear, so I haven't been able to test it because it takes up to like 7 years to test all these different varieties, and I'd be pretty much gone to heaven by then. So yeah, there you go. But anyway, I want to show you this one, and a Byron Bay guy gave me this tip years ago. And what I did was I actually didn't do the seed in the water with the sticks and all that stuff works. I just followed nature's method, God's creation way, warmth, water and soil. And what I did was I just created a pot, put the seed in there, kept it nice and moist, not too wet, and kept it in a warm spot where eventually it shooted a root and started to grow, and I grew it in the pot for a few years. You may have seen other videos. Check in Marty's garden for that, about my avocado trees. And this guy, he's one of them, and he's been actually well photographed over the years because he was growing in a pot for ages. And Willem Van Cotton onto it and shared it with all his followers and stuff. Thanks Willem for that. And now it's gone in the ground. It's been in the ground about 6 weeks now. It's doing really quite well in the ground here. And it would be actually up to about 8 to 10 feet tall now, but I did have to cut it back. Now you can see here it's split into two ways. It's split into two ways, and I want to talk about that now. I'm going to grab the camera and give you a better, broad view of what you should do to produce a really healthy, productive tree, avocado tree at home. So here's the tree. You can see nice new flush coming through, and you can see where I had to cut it back because I needed to transport it in the car, and it was too big. It was already 6 foot long and it was bending over, so I had to cut it back, and it's gone into two branches. Now when it goes into two branches like that, it means that it's going to fork out and have a weak spot if any storms and things and branches can break. So what you want to do is you want to create one central leader. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually cut this guy off and let this one branch be the top, the central leader branch. And what that will do is it will mean that the tree will create more of a Christmas tree style shape. Now the reason why you want to do that, and a biodynamic farmer taught me this, is you want to have light all around the tree, and that way it photosynthesizes more and produces more fruit. You can also get to the tree and access the tree by walking around it by collecting fruit, and the leaves will fall down and protect the fruit, and you won't get this big center area where there's no light and it's consuming all this space and got no fruit, because the fruit will form on the outside under the leaves. So that all made sense to me, and that's the way I grow my avocados now, and actually all my fruit trees, is by using the one central leader following that Christmas tree, pine tree shape. Now in the wild sometimes they get hit by branches and hit by storms and things, and they split out like that, and they do grow quite big, and I've seen them on the farm that I manage split in two into big storms and really get damaged and lose a lot of fruit production and become quite dangerous. The next part for the avocado tree is the mulching area. Now they are a surface feeder plant, and if you've watched other videos I've talked about avocados, I always bring it, even scrape back the roots and things, and show you there's a little white root that runs along the top because they're a rainforest tree. So you need to keep them mulched. Now underneath there's a bit of grass here and a few things growing, so I've got to get in and manage. Now the roots will only come out as far as the leaves go. So at the moment there's some grass and things starting to invade into that root zone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to remulch around the outside of the root zone as far as the leaves come out. and I'm going to fertilise before I do that with some blood and bone and seaweed mix pellet. And I don't use any chemical fertilisers on this guy. And we get quite a good rainfall here, so I don't really have to worry about watering. I've watered it twice since it's gone in, and it's doing quite well. The other thing you've got to watch out for is Phytophthora. It's a nematode that goes in the ground and it'll attack the roots, it'll kill the tree, and you get these browning off area. Now this isn't from that, this little brown tips here at the moment, that's just because I didn't water and we had a bit of a dry period. But it's doing really, really well. And I fertilise it, like light fertiliser every few months, and then right before the growing season, at the end of the growing season, I throw a lot more on. And if it's really sick, I'll give it a liquid fertiliser with seaweed. Now the next part is if you want to have a seedling tree in a small yard. Now avocados, what they do is if you cut them back, they'll throw out new suckers off the side of the branches and keep going like that. So you can actually manage a tree, small tree like this, around 6 to 8 foot high. You wouldn't have the one central leader, you would have a couple of leaders coming out, and you would remove a leader each time. So you might have 3 or 4 leaders coming out, and like in a vase shape, they call it a vase, and you would eventually move one and keep 1 or 2 central leaders growing each time, because you'll get the fruit the next following season on that central leader. And then you'll come in, maybe every few years you might have to do a heavy prune on it or even knock it right back, and you might miss out on fruit maybe that 1 year. But the quality of the fruit that you get at home is just sensational compared to what you buy in the shop. It's so tasty. And so that's basically how you manage it. You just prune it back every year and just keep those couple of central leaders going. And you can have a tree like this between 6 to 8 foot to maybe 8 to 10 foot wide, growing for pretty much a lifetime in your backyard. And they'll be fresh avocados that you can serve out to your friends, your family, and put them on sandwiches, whatever you're going to do with them. They really are a nutritional superfood that's quite easy to grow. Now, just keep in mind that if you're growing in the backyard, you need to have super drainage. Now, I've got it here on sand. This is growing in sand here. Very, very well drained. They need that. They don't want any water floating around them whatsoever. It'll kill the tree. So just remember, do your little bit of research about planting them before you go and put them in the ground, or do what I did for years, grow them in pots. Have a great day. Make sure you subscribe. Leave any comments down below or questions that you may have, and I'll get back to you. It's a great thing to grow. It's easy to grow. There's lots of videos about starting avocados from seed, and you could be like me in 2 or 3 years, have a nice 6 to 8 foot avocado. This one will produce fruit in 5 years, so they say. We've got 2.5 years to go. Wish me luck, guys. I'm going to be bringing out the fruit and sharing them all with you when it comes on screen. Marty's Garden's been running for quite a few years now on YouTube, so I don't plan on going anywhere. Have a great day, happy gardening, and for those that are just watching right now, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you for 2015. Have a great day. Bye for now.